Hi guys, this is Cookie with Artiora Beauty. A lot of you guys have asked me how I install my own individual lash extensions. Today I'm going to share with you how I do that, tips and tricks, and as well as the products that I use to install my own lash extensions. But I will also be sharing with you how I remove them safely and how the whole process works. So follow along and stay tuned for how we do this together. So I do want to start by sharing that this is a DIY and not a professional install. So make sure that because you are doing this on yourselves, that you do check those ingredient lists to make sure that you're not allergic. Just kind of take your time and do this at your own risk. So when I first started to install my own lash extensions, it was because of the experience that I had. I used to get them done professionally, and for me, they just didn't seem to last as long. And I'm a complete DIYer, so I like to do things more customized to myself. And if this is something that you feel that you can do, give it a try and let me know what you think. Okay, so as you can see, my current eyelashes do need to be removed. This set actually lasted me a little over a week and a half, and I'm pretty happy about the products that I've used. I will share the link below so you guys can take a look and see if it's something that you guys want to give a try. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I will be removing my lash extensions. This is the remover that I have used, and it actually has worked pretty well. So this is the brand that I used. It's called LASHBEAUTY, and it's an oil texture. It says it's a deep cleansing one. So it's a two-step process the way I do clean my eyelashes. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to very carefully apply this to the base of my lashes, and try not to get this in your eye. It doesn't burn. It's kind of like an oil base, but I still like to take, obviously it's your eyes, so take precaution and take care of your eyes. So I very gently at the very base apply this oil. Like so, from the top. Next, I do apply it to the inside part of my lashes. So I'll make sure I saturate the lash base, and I actually go a little bit above, because sometimes when you're doing the install, you can spread the glue, so you want to make sure it's really soaked so that they will come off easily. We're going to put this on the base right here, and what I like to do is let this soak in for about 5 minutes, so that way when it comes down to removing them, I'm not removing my real lashes, and they will tend to slip off a lot easier once you've let it set, so that the removal process is much easier. So as you can see, I do have my eyes completely open, and the lash remover has not gone into my eyes. It is not irritating me at all. I have actually waited 5 minutes already since I applied the remover. So at this point, I'm going to grab a tissue and a little cotton pad. And again, my remover, I've only used this on myself, so I'm comfortable using this wand because this is mine. So what you're going to want to do is take the wand. The wand itself does have these little bristles on it, very, very small. And what I like to do is just kind of brush my eye and kind of start to shift the lash down a little bit. So this is going to help the oil saturate even more. And you're going to want to apply this even on your real lashes where you may not have the actual lashes anymore, because there could be, you know, leftover residue from the glue that you might have still had. So I like to apply this on my whole lash and make sure that I'm going to be removing everything that was previously there. So as you can see, I'm very gently brushing, and I don't know if you guys can see this, but they're starting to slip off already. There's that one. And I will usually take my little cotton pad and grab them. And there's the next one. So here I am without my lash extensions. I like to take the oil and gently kind of sweep my real lashes. Okay, once I've done that, I take the cotton pad and I'm gonna completely try to wipe gently downward to remove the oil or anything that was left in my lashes. So what's cool about these lashes is that you can actually shower. I've actually gone swimming and they've stayed totally fine. I work out a lot, so I do, you know, sweat, and I am always showering daily. And I've not had a problem with the retention. In fact, these seem to last longer than lash extensions have lasted me, to be honest. So we're gonna go ahead and repeat the process on the next eye. And we're just gonna brush it down again. Sometimes if you have applied more glue on one side, you wanna make sure that you're again coating it everywhere. This is gonna help with the slip off. See, the whole thing came off. Get anything that's left over there. And then you're, all right. So it's all completely off. I do like to make sure that my eyelashes are completely clean. So I do a double cleaning. The removal is just going to leave an oil residue if you don't do this step. So the next step after you have done the lash removal, you want to make sure you take an extra step so that your actual lash extensions will last. I like to use this one. This is micellar water. It's good for oily skin, even sensitive skin. It removes makeup. And I take another cotton pad and I'm going to put this on here. I'm gonna give myself another cleansing and gently rubbing it in little circular motions like that. Same thing goes with this side. Okay. After you've done that, I actually like to use this. Sometimes I do use this to clean my lash extensions. I don't always do it, but every day or so I do use a lash shampoo cleaner for them to get all the gunk stuff off or any makeup that I might have left in there. So you're going to want to grab one of these eyelash cleaning brushes along with whatever lash extension foam you like to use, and you're going to want to pump this. Let's see if this comes out. You can also apply the foam directly onto the eye, which I do that sometimes too. This one doesn't seem to be working that great. But you're going to want to go into the sink. First you want to take the soap. I'm going to go into the sink and give my eye a little rinse. I'll be right back. Okay, so once I've cleaned my lashes, I'm going to take a mascara spoolie, and I also have one of these little guys. This is a eyelash dryer. So what I want to make sure is that my eyelashes are completely dry before getting started. So you want to brush your lashes as you're drying them to separate them. I actually don't have very many lashes, so which is why I love doing these. It really opens up my eyes. So if you're like me that has very short, very straight, natural lashes, you want to make sure to take this extra step. Your lashes do have to be curled up in order for this process to be a lot easier on the install. So I'm going to take a lash curler and I'm going to very gently curl my lashes. Alright guys, so before we start the install process, let's go over some of the supplies that you will need for this process. The first thing you're going to want to get is you're going to want to get one of these little fans. These are very helpful. You'll want to dry partially in between your lash extension install. You're going to want the removal because you're going to want to remove these, making sure that you're doing this safely so that you don't tear out your natural lashes. Then you're going to want to make sure you get your bonder. Mine in particular does have a sealer included. This one I've used before. It is a black color. I've actually tried the clear, and over time you do get little goopy white films in your lashes. So I actually prefer the black. It just blends better and it just looks nicer. Next, you're going to want to get yourself a lash applicator. This is great for what we're going to be doing. Tweezers, depends on your expert level. If you are someone that is scared to poke your eye, make sure you use your standard eyebrow tweezers. These won't poke your eye. For me, I actually use these. I have installed professional lashes, not only on myself, but on others in the past. But these are very sharp, so you want to make sure you do not poke your eye out with these. If you do use these, use them with caution. Next, making sure that you have a lash spoolie and your lash curler. Also, you're going to want to make sure you have your lashes. For me, I like using a variety. I've tried several. This one is a particular brand I just bought on Amazon, and I like this style. Case is the Manga 40D. It's a 0.07D 14 millimeter lashes. It has kind of a spike look to it. I also got it in the size 10. These are going to give you that variation, more wispy effect. But when I first started, I actually got this pack, which includes all the different sizes. You just pick your style, and I did get these in a normal fan and also the spiky look. So today I'm probably going to be mixing these. This one that has the variety is going to have different thicknesses. So the 30 and 40, what that means is that the hair, there's a lot more hair on each. This one says it's a D mix, and it goes from 9 all the way to 16 millimeters, so you could actually get maybe 3 uses out of this. If you're a starter and you want to get the hang of it, I would recommend this. Once you know what lashes you like for your particular look, then you can move on to one of these, which these are all the same length, and kind of go from there. So let's jump right into the video on how to do the install. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to want to do is open up your bonder. The bonder is actually the glue. You want to make sure you coat the little applicator in here. Mine's a little crooked. Okay, so this is what it looks like. It's a tiny lash spoolie, and what you're going to want to do is very carefully simply apply this right to the base of your natural lashes. So you're going to want to open your eye wide and kind of like do a tap motion just to the base. You do not need to overdo this part, and do not coat your entire lash with it. It'll start clumping up. So because this is the black, you want to make sure that you try not to touch your lash base. Otherwise you will end up with black little dots. So that's it on that. Next, you're going to want to take your lash fan and fan that out for just a little bit. It's going to start to get tacky, so make sure that you do not close your eyes very hard. You're going to want to put the same thing. You're going to want to go to the next eye, so very carefully apply it. The lash, just the very base of your lashes. So it should look kind of like this. And again, taking the lash fan a little bit and letting it get tacky. So everyone's eyes are different, and you're gonna wanna apply your lashes the way you see fit or the style that you like. For me, I actually like wispy sets. So today I'm gonna create that. And I'm gonna start out with the 14mm manga spike. That's the one that has more of like a spike look to it. So I'm gonna very gently peel it off from the base. When you've done this, you wanna make sure you're grabbing the lash kind of like midpoint. I don't know if you could see that. Then you're going to take your bonder right here. Okay guys, so I apologize in advance if the audio sounds a little bit different, but I did run out of battery and I had to plug in my phone mid-install. So if you guys didn't see, the other part was I'd simply take a first lash cluster, and I'm gonna take the bonder and very gently apply to the end the glue, like so. You're gonna wanna put it on the inside of the lash because you're gonna be putting it from underneath. You wanna make sure you dry the lash just a little bit for it to get tacky. Once you've done that, you're gonna very carefully, you can lift your eyelid with the other eye or with the other hand by doing this. And you're just gonna very carefully place it close to the base, but not on your actual lid. So all you're gonna do is tap it in and very carefully just kind of make it stick. So after that, I'm gonna go ahead and repeat the process on the other side. Taking your lash, you're gonna wanna fan it, let it get tacky. So the reason why I do each side one and one is so that I can get the pattern to match. So again, I'm gonna take my lash and I'm gonna put it at the very end. And you're putting it and releasing it. You don't need to squeeze in, it almost like magnetically sticks. Okay, I usually take the base of my tweezers and just kind of tap it in. Oh, there's stuff all over it. Okay. Next, I'm going to apply the 14 spike, taking the glue, applying it to the tip, making sure that the glue's closed, fanning it for tackiness. Okay, once I do that, you're gonna wanna put it right next to the, you can overlap a little bit if you want, but I usually put it right next to the one you just laid down. You're gonna repeat on the other eye. You have got your ends started. Okay, so they match right now. Next, I am going to take my 14 again. This time, you're gonna wanna leave a little gap in between. We're matching the other side again, leaving a gap in between. Okay guys, so unfortunately I did have to take a break in between my filming and my battery actually died. So where I left off is that I did add 14mm spikes spaced out on both sides. So right now this is what I have going on. And to continue, I'm going to be adding another spike. Okay, so before you start, you can actually measure your eye and see if you're gonna like that look. So here, I do like this look. It kind of will stick because your lash is still a little bit tacky. Again, you're gonna want to double bond, so apply the glue to the inside part of the lash, and you're gonna want to fan it, space it in between, touch and release. So you have something like this. You're gonna want those spaces. And repeat on the other side. Okay, so from here, on the inner corner part of my eye, I don't want it to be as big as the 14. So I'm actually gonna go all the way down to a size 12 in the same style. So that way it doesn't look huge at the very corner. So we're gonna apply that, again, the same method, leaving gaps in between. So at this point, you're going to take your little clamper. I like to clamp them together, very carefully not to pull on what you just did. Like that. Okay, so the next step is you're gonna want to add your shorter pieces. This time I'm gonna try to add in, because I do have an event to go to this weekend, I want a full glam look. So most likely I'm gonna be mixing in my fans. Okay, so after I've done this, I'm gonna start by putting lash bonder in between where I have those little gaps, just as an extra bond. I'm going to be applying shorter ones in between. So for this, I will be using size 9s. These are the regular flat fans. They're kind of like the volume fans. So those are gonna create a darker lash line. So I'm gonna put that right in between where I had the gaps. Starting with this one. You can go from one eye to the next, however you want to do it. So you remember what size you're using. So you're going to apply that right there. After you get the hang of this, it's actually pretty easy. I'll actually go faster now because I've gotten used to it. But you guys will see. It's super easy once you start. So I'm just gonna do all 9s at the base, and I will be popping in some longer ones in between for that extra volume. So right in between, right. I did leave a little gap right here. So there I'm gonna apply the little bit fuller, the 40s. Those are gonna have more hair because I like it to be a little darker right there. So now that I've installed both of them, this is what it looks like. You can actually leave it like this, it'll look really pretty. But because I do want that extra drama, I'm actually gonna be stacking more. So I'm gonna apply a little light coat of lash bonder again to the base of the lashes, because I'm gonna put more in. So I'm gonna go back to the 10s with the spikes, and wherever I think I want this spike look, I'm going to go ahead and add that in, matching both sides. So the cool thing is that everything is customizable. I'm gonna go ahead and apply these 10s. They're the spikes again in the pattern manga, and they're 0.7D 10 millimeters. So I'll get back to you once I've done this process. I'm not gonna put it everywhere because you want that variation, but you're gonna wanna put it where you think you want the additional spike volume. So of course you can leave it like this eye if you want more of a natural look, but I want more volume. So I did add the 10 millimeter spikes, and you can see the difference here. This one's a little bit more fuller, more dramatic, and I like it. This is gonna look great once I apply makeup too. So I am going to a special event, so I wanted that extra volume. I will show you the next step once I finish this eye. So after you've done with the process of filling in equally the lash extension clusters, you want to make sure that you take a look at your lashes and see that they match. If they don't, you can always modify a little bit by adding an additional cluster where you see fit. So for me, if you really pay close attention, this one here at the base has less hair. Each cluster is not going to be exactly perfect, but if you do find that you know, you do have a little bit more of a gap, you can fill in those little spaces by adding an additional cluster. For me, I think I needed one more here, and so now that little gap has filled. Okay guys, so this is it. This is the way I like my lashes currently. And again, this is really cool because you could actually modify the design and shape that you like. So at this point, I'm gonna take these little tweezers right here. I'm gonna very carefully go inside, give everything a pinch. They wanna stick because it's so fresh, but be careful not to pull as hard, because they will just come right off right now. They're still wet. So you're gonna wanna squeeze and release and kind of roll it off so it doesn't pull it. I like to make sure they're really secure. So I'm gonna take my lash applicator, go back down and squeeze carefully, not to pull so hard. All right, so now I'm going to take my sealer, and with a tip, this is what it looks like. I'm going to close my eye and apply it right to the base from the top. This is gonna help with retention. And next I'm gonna apply it to the base from underneath, like that. You're gonna wanna do it on both sides because that's where you applied the glue. So what that's gonna do is that's actually gonna help with any stickiness, and it also is going to make your lashes last longer. Next, I'm gonna take this and gently brush out the applicator on both sides. And I'm going to take this and clamp my lashes one more time with the sealer. So I'm putting extra sealer, and now it doesn't stick. Reapply for the next eye. At this point, you're just making sure your lashes are bonded and secured properly. Okay guys, so that is it. That completes my DIY install video for lash extensions. These are individual lashes. Again, this is not professional grade. The lash glue does not burn your eyes when you're applying it. You just have to use caution because sometimes people do have sensitivities. So just make sure if you are one of those people that are sensitive, you know, test it on your skin first. Make sure you're not gonna have an irritation. There's a lot of cool products out there that if you know how to use them, you know, you can really benefit from them. If you guys do have any questions, please feel free to leave your questions and comments in the comment box. If you don't already follow me, please go follow me on Instagram under ArtiOraBeauty. And there I do share some of my work, which I do permanent makeup. I also do body contouring, botched brow removal, so we can remove unwanted brows. I do makeup application and for special events and things like that. I can also do styling of the hair, but here on this channel, I will share with you all my DIYs as well as information on my special treatments that I do offer. So if you like this video, please subscribe. I would love to share more with you guys, and hopefully next time I will have a video that you guys request, and we'll continue to share some of my helpful tips that I hope actually benefit you. So again, my name is Cookie with ArtiOraBeauty, and I hope to see you guys next time.